What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks back with another Palantir update video, ticker symbol PLTR, where we take a look at how Palantir stock traded today, key levels of support and resistance levels we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what we think it'll do. But today, since it's also earnings just happened, so we'll take a look at earnings, how they were, and the reason why it's down big today. We're talking almost a 13% drop on the day, so we'll do that. If you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Palantir are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. I apologize, I know I usually upload the video a lot earlier, but I'm based out of Dallas and we had some snow. We have had power outages, so I've been out of power for most of today actually, and out of Wi-Fi therefore, so I was not able to upload this. And just a heads up that the rest of the week might look a little bit like that, so just quick heads up, I'll make them when I can, but if I'm not regular, it's not me, it's the weather causing me. So let me hit record, we will get right into it, and I'll try to get back to regular uploads as soon as I can. So taking a look here, we are down about $4.07 on the day, which is about 12.75%. So we are up a little in the after hours, but let's take a look at, why we are down. So let's dig a little bit deeper into earnings. We'll see what we can find, and then let's take a look at a couple other news that are, I think, pretty big, and then we'll get right into the analysis part of it. So let's take a look here. So first things first, right? This article talks about Palantir stock being down because of revenue outlook and because of the IPO lockup. So first things first, right? The guidance came in a little bit below expectations. So what does that mean? We'll take a look at that in just a second. So the first things first, revenue went up, right? So 322 million was the revenue. It climbed 40%. They were, however, expecting, so 322 was what it was. They were expecting 300. As I made the video 2 days ago, we were seeing, but we were kind of talking about, hey, we do think that they're going to beat earnings. We also, however, thought they were going to beat EPS, which is earnings per share, and post a 2-cent adjusted profit, when in reality, they reported a loss of 8 cents per share. Makes sense, the stock going down, right? They weren't profitable when we thought they'd be slightly profitable. And that too was after, adjusted profit, which we don't have to get into, but it's a whole lot of kind of working around the numbers to get there. So what we were talking about here is for the current quarter, they're talking a revenue growth of more than 45%, which is absolutely insane, right? And they had projected a 35% increase for the first quarter, but they're talking about, hey, for the full year 2021, they're expecting revenue growth of 30%, slowing from 2020's 47% growth. And, analysts had predicted 31%. So what they're saying is, hey, we think we're going to slow down in terms of growth with the way we've been going. So I do think, I understand why, that could be a reason why the stock fell as well, because you have to understand, it's whatever they're saying versus expectations. That being said, they could, they don't want to come out and say crazy numbers that they can't back up. So what I'm seeing a little bit more of is, hey, maybe they're being a little bit more conservative, right? And saying 30%, setting that as the baseline, since that's probably going to be easier to meet than like 45%. They could very easily have 45% growth throughout the whole year, right? Whole 2021. And be able to maintain that, right? But you don't want to come out and necessarily set that expectation. That's my belief of it. Again, no one knows for sure because, unless you're someone in Palantir, right? Higher exec in Palantir. So that's what we have, right? Revenue beat, EPS not beat, and guidance a little bit lower than people were expecting. But you know what else happened in the after hours? Cathie Wood, right? You've heard that name before. They posted a list of, kind of all the shares that they've bought, and that includes 1.56 million shares of Palantir. That is absolutely insane. I mean, take a look at all these other companies, right? And then take a look at how many shares of Palantir. Now, I know, right, they're all priced differently. 1,800 Amazon at $3,300 a share is a lot more than 1,800 shares of some other company, but still 1.56 million shares, not even dollars, is a huge bet. And I think Cathie is taking this as an opportunity to get in Palantir on the cheap. I was able to buy a little bit, not as much as I wanted to, because again, lost power. So that'll be really interesting to see in the upcoming days. I think that, Cathie, obviously, if you take a look at ARK Invest and their returns, it's been absolutely phenomenal. So just the fact that, they jumped on this is a good sign that, great things to come from Palantir. Now, talking about the inverse head and shoulders, like I said, for that to happen, we would need to go down just a little bit. So we are doing that. So we'll see if that holds. For those of you guys that don't know, if you just type in inverse head and shoulders, what you'll see is, this bounce and then bounce and then bounce. So we got the first bounce, we could be making the head, and then we could be making the shoulder, right? So we're making that. This is the shoulder. This is the, maybe I should just zoom in. This is the shoulder. We dip deeper for the head, and then we make a shoulder. I said that last week without knowing whether it was going to fall. Looks like we did. So if we start rounding out and start heading back up, maybe that's valid. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Now let's talk about future levels of support and resistance. So as you guys probably know, today was not a great day for Palantir. Whenever this loads, there we go. Right out of the gate, right pre-market. We dropped below, bounced off of this 29.47 level, tried to push up to the 30.39 level. Then we dropped a level below, again, perfectly bounced off of our 28 level, tried to push up, couldn't break our 30 level, and then we faded. So right out of the gate, right, we went from 29 to the 28s, pushed up, and then dipped below our 28 level as well. We are right at that in the after hours, but I want to see how tomorrow is because of the Cathie news that came out. I do think that that's going to be a little bit of a push up for Palantir. So first things first, what I want to talk about here is what do we have as our next levels of support, next levels of resistance. So first thing that I want to point out is, look, our top wick hit right against the 34 EMA, our bottom wick hit against the 55 EMA. So found really good support in the 55 EMA, you guys, which is great. As you can see, the numbers will be right there. Our low point of today was 27.30, 55 EMA is 27.52. So we're off by 22 cents. Great support level. Resistance level, we take a look at our high for today, 30.44, 34 EMAs, 30.37. So we're talking a 7-cent difference there. So that's the crucial thing, right? So let's take a look at key levels of support. So first things first, right? That 34 EMA, the 55 EMA is at 27.52. So that's our first level of support. And then our second level of support is this 2680s level. Again, I don't personally see it going below 2680s, especially now that we've got some news around, Cathie being on board as well, and assuming this 55 EMA holds. But if we do, 2539 is the next level of support. So again, 34 EMA, 55 EMA. I don't know why I keep saying 34 EMA. 55 EMA, 2752. Then we've got this 2682 level of support. Then the 2539 if we do go all the way down, at which point I'll probably be adding to my position, assuming everything looks fine. So on the upside though, what we have to take over is this 2805, which we're right at in the after hours. So we'll have to see how it opens tomorrow. It's 28 level, then 2940s, then we've got the 3037. And again, watching for a break of this 34 EMA as in a capture, and we can stay above it, hopefully use that as a little bit of a resistance for us moving forward, and then we can hopefully push up towards our next level in the 3286. So I think first things first, hopefully we open up above the 28 tomorrow. Excuse me, it's been a long day. And then 28, push towards 2947, break 30s, which will also be a break of this 34 EMA, and then make a push towards 24 and 8 and the 3280s level. So really hoping that this week we can turn around, get above the 30 level again, and then that sets us up for a nice push up, maybe towards the high 30s if the head and shoulders, if the inverse head and shoulders is actually going to play out. So we'll take a look at that. Again, there's no guarantee it's going to work, right? It's just something that I was able to see developing, and now that we did get that fall, it could definitely happen if we see a little bit of a rounding out. Now, if we go up too fast, maybe it's not valid anymore, but we'll see. So again, watching for a hold of 55 EMA in the 2750s tomorrow, and hoping for a capture of the 34 EMA in the 3037s while watching some of these other points that I pointed out to you guys. So really excited for Palantir. Again, not great earnings, but that's okay. I do still believe in them long term. The fact that Cathie and ARK Invest is on board is great news for us as well. For those of us that hold, hopefully it starts to push back up again. If you were long Palantir, you know, ups and downs will happen, right? Hopefully you guys weren't in any short-term positions, because I'm assuming those were hit pretty hard. But for me, I added a little bit to my shares. Still trying to build out that full position. I'm not there yet. I'm dollar cost averaging in as always. So hopefully you guys are able to take advantage of this. Hopefully this is a good price and we don't keep falling. But you know, I'm hopeful and hoping that the 55 EMA holds us good support. So that's all I had for you guys. Again, apologies for the late upload. I know I usually do a pretty consistent job. And hopefully can continue doing that once this weather stuff stays. But for the rest of this week, if I'm not able to upload, just know it's the weather and not me, you know, just choosing to not make videos. So I appreciate all the support you guys have shown me. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day. And until next time.